friends. How are you? How is let's see, I'm trying to get this in its holder. Okay, how's everyone doing? I'm Alexandra. I'm founder of Life with Herpes. I have mermaid hair today. I'm excited about it. My hair is stick straight, so for me to have wavy hair, it's exciting. Okay, so I'm gonna tap the screen while you guys are getting on, and welcome. If you are brand new, if you're watching this, either a rerun, or brand new, my name's Alexandra. I'm founder of Life with Herpes. I was diagnosed with HSV1 in 2003 and HSV2 down there in 2011. I've been living with it for decades. I've learned to manage my outbreaks. I've learned to deal with the stigma. I've learned to deal with the nasty comments. I've learned to deal with, I dated with it. I was single with it. I've been in relationships with it. I am married. I have a little boy. I gave birth, all sorts of fun things. I've done it. EC, you're welcome. Thanks for saying thank you. So if those of you that have joined me before or are familiar, I go through and answer the questions in the order in which they are received. Yesterday, I was having people telling me that, hey, you're not answering my question, you're not answering my question. It never was popping up, and sometimes the app will remove comments, or the app will, I don't know, for the safety of the community. So definitely keep your question G-rated. Sometimes they just won't allow it to be seen. And so it's frustrating for everybody, right? It's frustrating for you if you can't get your answer, and it's frustrating for me because I can't always answer it if I can't see it, if it's being blocked by the app. Anyways, welcome, welcome, welcome. I really appreciate you all joining me this morning. Well, it's morning for me as well. I don't know if it's still morning for all of you. I'm on the Pacific Coast. So anywho, is there something negative people can do to prevent getting the virus when getting with positive people? Yes. So the best, ooh, my desk. It's not really that messy, but it does look messy in that. That looks messy, doesn't that? Here, I'm gonna move my stuff. I have, there we go, my pen. Okay. Yes, there are some things that negative people, that's not negative people, herpes-free people, let's just say. Yes, there are some things that we can do, or that you can do. The best thing that you can do is, sorry, I was just reading a text. The best thing that we can do right now is to boost our immune system, okay? So if we don't, for both people, HSV positive and HSV negative, is boost our immune system. The stronger our immune system, the more able we are to naturally prevent the transmission, to naturally prevent it manifesting in our life. Herpes is something that we are all introduced to. It's not something that it's like some weird virus that if you traveled to some faraway country that you like came into contact with it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's something that is out there. It's something that we're in contact with. It's something that we have been in contact with before. And it's a matter of is our immune system strong enough to be able to prevent transmission? So, and to be able to prevent it penetrating us. So the stronger your immune system is going to be, the best method out there. Some things I would look at, and this is me getting way off track for you guys, is like, do you have parasites? And that sounds super gross, but apparently like we all have parasites. I did a parasite cleanse a couple of years ago, and I never saw anything, thank goodness, but like parasites that can impact our immune system. How's our blood work? Are we healthy? Do we have other things going on? Do we have other viruses in our body that are potentially hurting our immune system? So doing an all-inclusive body, like learning about ourselves, is going to probably be the best thing to help prevent transmission. I do have some people I recommend if you are interested in that, and that would be the best thing. I do have some naturopaths that I recommend, and so that's something I would look into. Okay, that was a really long answer. Tell you that, hey, the best thing you can do is boost your immune system. Okay. Sorry, you see, that was a really long answer for you. Guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna tap the screen. Whoa, I just got really bright. How'd that happen? I don't know. I'm really washed out right now. Okay, I have no idea how I did that. Oh, there we go. That was weird. It was like, who knows? Okay. Miles wants to know, I would love to know more about shedding. I was diagnosed with HSV-2 back in September. Okay, shedding is something that is kind of like the unfortunate side of the HSV virus. Shedding happens with all organisms, right? So like if I put my hands through my hair, I'm going to get a hair that's going to come out. I got one, right? So we shed. Trees drop leaves, flowers drop petals. If I'm to scratch my skin, I would have skin follicles come off, things like that, right? So we all shed. DNA, viral DNA is the same thing. The virus wants to shed its DNA. It just wants to rid it, like a snake rids its skin. So what happens when that happens is most of the time, us, the people that are HSV positive, are unaware that this is happening. It's usually asymptomatic, meaning there's no symptoms, meaning that the virus pops up to the surface of the skin and we are contagious. We have no signs, symptoms, itch, tingles, or those things. So a lot of times asymptomatic shedding means, hey, I had no idea I was contagious and I had no possible way of knowing. Now there are such things as symptomatic shedding, or symptomatic, meaning you may be getting an outbreak, you may be fighting the outbreak, and that can be itch, tingles, burning sensation, and that usually is a sign that the virus is either trying to shed, is shedding, or potentially trying to get an outbreak. So the thing that's frustrating for you, for me, for us that are living with herpes is that when there is asymptomatic shedding, we don't know it's happening. The way that I look at it, the way that I reference it is I do everything I can to boost my immune system to help keep myself healthy. I take the supplements, I take Lysine, I take this. There's one Andrographis in stock. Okay, here's what I take for managing herpes. I take the Lysine and Monolaurin. This right here, this is what I take, Lysine and Monolaurin. This will really, really help with the prodrome. It'll really help with the shedding. It'll really help with helping us, people living with herpes, to help prevent outbreaks. So the lysine is an essential amino acid. It's a protein that we consume to help prevent outbreaks. This helps block the replication of the virus. So that's the lysine. And the monolaurin is lauric acid. It's found in human breast milk. It's also found in coconuts. This one comes from coconuts, not from breast milk. But anyways, it helps dissolve the outer shell. It helps dissolve the outer layer of enveloped viruses so that our immune system can penetrate it. So taking these two things together are really helpful. Now, they also come separately. So they're also sold separately in monolaurin and lysine. The thing is, lysine is sold out right now. So this is the same thing. It's a 1-to-1 ratio as these. So basically you get the same thing with less swallows. I personally take them separately just because I take a little bit more lysine than I do monolaurin daily. But when I have outbreaks, I take the monolaurin lysine combo because it's going to be the same ratio, if that makes sense. So those are some things that can help us with the shedding. And then also, you can also take the antiviral if you wish. That's going to be prescribed to you by your doctor. That can also help prevent the shedding. Is herpes HPV hand in hand? Just curious, like there. Okay, HPV and HSV are two different things. HPV is human papillomavirus and HSV is herpes simplex virus. So they're both two different viruses. HPV, I'm not an expert in, but it does, from my understanding, it causes genital warts. It also causes cervical cancer in women. So HPV and HSV are two different things. HPV does not become HSV. HSV does not become HPV. I got mixed up with my H's and my S's. And a lot of times this gets confusing because people are like, well, there's H's and S's and things, but no, they are not the same thing. Can IgG values go down over time? Yeah, so the IgG and IgM, so IgG is basically the antibodies. So what we're gonna do to get our IgG levels is you're gonna get a blood draw. So that's how you would see if you are diagnosed with herpes, right? So you would go in and get a blood draw, and if you have IgG antibody levels, then you would most likely be positive for herpes. If you don't have the levels, then you're negative for herpes. Now, here's the thing. They can fluctuate. So the more outbreaks you have, the longer you've had the virus, the higher your IgG levels are going to be. If you've gone years or even decades without outbreaks, your levels may be very low. And you can do things with like your food and diet to even lower your IgG levels. But once you've been diagnosed, like if you've had an outbreak and even though your levels may go below, you still have herpes. When I was first diagnosed, my biggest fear was pregnancy. Can you talk more about the stigma? Yeah, so that was one of my big questions too when I was first diagnosed, is like, I want to be a mom, or I maybe want to be a mom. Is this going to impact it? And the truth is it requires a conversation with a partner. It requires a conversation with your doctor, but that's it, right? So you and your doctor need to be on the same page of what you want to do, and your partner need to be on the same page of what you want to do at delivery. There is a chance that you can transmit herpes to your child during delivery. It's skin to skin, so it would be during delivery. It's not in utero. The baby is safe in utero. The baby's not going to pick it up in utero, but it would be during a vaginal delivery. I had a vaginal delivery. I took the antiviral the last couple weeks of my pregnancy, which according to my doctor said I would have a less than 1% chance of transmitting herpes to my child if I did not have an outbreak, and I took the antiviral. So that's something I did and I felt comfortable with. But the most important thing for you is to get on the same page with your doctor and see what your doctor feels comfortable with your medical history and your lifestyle and what you want to do. If you don't feel comfortable having a vaginal delivery, that's totally fine. You can have a cesarean, a C-section, and take the baby that way. So there's lots of different ways to do it. I was exposed back in June. I got tested 3 times for my IG and you were exposed in June, you got tested 3 times, and your IgG test was high. So most likely that would mean that you are positive for herpes. You just maybe haven't manifested an outbreak yet. Or you may have had it prior to the exposure. You may have already had it. If you got tested like right after, like within a week, you probably already had it. If you're getting tested now 3 months later, then it could be something that you picked it up then. Yeah, I don't know the exact numbers. I can't diagnose. I can't say like, is that number a positive or negative, right? I'm not a doctor. I would definitely ask your doctor, but I think that would probably indicate that you have herpes. Do you think your husband will ever contract it, or do you think he might be immune? I have no idea. He probably will never contract it. My husband like never gets anything. Like when the times I've had COVID, like he's never gotten it. I don't know. He just has a really good immune system. But he's definitely exposed to it. So, I mean, some people pick it up, some people don't. You are not helpful. Thanks. Thanks for the comment. All right, how can I be more helpful? How am I not serving you? How am I not helping you? Is there something I can do to improve, to support you? And maybe that's something I can do. So you never kiss anyone. That is absolutely not true. I definitely kiss my husband. I kiss my child. And I have kissed many people since being diagnosed with herpes. You diagnosed with HSV1, you got cold sores on your mouth and in genitals. What will future outbreaks be? So HSV1, for whatever reason, is less active than HSV2. We don't really know why. Especially HSV1 genitally is less active. So you're probably going to have less outbreaks down there. I don't know how many you'll have orally either, but time will tell. Most people have less frequent outbreaks as it goes on. I was diagnosed with HSV1, but never had an outbreak. It was, would it be in my mouth? So the thing is, we don't always know where HSV is going to be. So if you get diagnosed with a blood test and you've never had an outbreak, you don't know where it's located. It could be oral or genital. HSV1 is most likely going to be oral, but just as many people now are getting it genitally. So it really can be either location. You're not going to know until you you manifest an outbreak. My ex was HSV2 positive for a few years and then negative for the past 6. Most likely the person just wasn't getting outbreaks. You don't, once you're positive, you don't go negative. I do not take the antiviral daily. I take the supplements that I have posted, and those are the things, that's what I take to help manage my outbreaks. Asking, how did I get it? My HSV1, I was on a date and my date kissed me with a cold sore. I was 20 years old. HSV2, I was dating someone and he had genital herpes and didn't know it. Would you be surprised how you'd be surprised how it doesn't matter to a lot of people. I had my first outbreak a month ago, okay? So yeah, the first outbreak is typically the worst, and then we'll have to see what your body does and if you continue to get outbreaks. Can you be negative eventually? No, you'll always have HSV in your system. You can make it kind of go dormant. You can make it less inactive, I guess, kind of burn it out, but you will always have the virus. We can't rid ourselves of viruses. Thank you. Thank you for the comment. I love your content. Thank you. How long after potential exposure should I get a blood test? I would get one immediately, and then I would get one 3 months later. I'd get one immediately to see if you have had it, like if you have it, and then I'd get one like within 3 months. So the thing is most people are not tested for herpes. A lot of people go, oh my gosh, I just was exposed to it, and they may have already had it and had no idea. So again, it's not included in the regular STI panels, and so people don't know they have it. How can you prevent back-to-back outbreaks? I have the supplements that are posted here, the Monolaurin and Lysine combo. This is going to be a great way to start naturally preventing outbreaks, naturally helping your immune system, naturally helping preventing the replication of the virus. Also, if you wish, you can take the antiviral. It's going to be prescribed to you by your doctor. People tell me that I will know when I'm about to get an outbreak with my first you felt off. Yeah, a lot of people you can have. So how do you know you're getting an outbreak? You can feel itching, you can feel tingling, you can feel nerve pain, you can feel like enlarged lymph nodes, you can feel just your body can feel off, you can feel a little sick, things like that. Those are all examples of potentially getting an outbreak. Your sister gets fever blisters. Is that HSV? Yeah, fever blisters, cold sores, they're all herpes. Common indicators of HSV1. HSV1 and HSV2 pretty much look the same. They can either be one outbreak, one blister, a cluster of blisters, or a paper cut. The blister is typically fluid-filled, not pus-filled. It's a blister, and it feels like almost you could say like the head of a cauliflower if you touch it. Don't do your best not to touch it, but if you do, that's what it could feel like. Why does his blood work show negative after years of positive? So why would someone's blood work go negative? Most likely this person has his or her immune system has suppressed it enough that the person hasn't had enough outbreaks. Someone saying Monolaurin Lysine triggers your outbreaks. Okay, then it may not be right for your body. For most people, the Monolaurin Lysine definitely help. The Monolaurin helps with enveloped viruses and other viruses in your body. One of the things that might be happening is if your body's working on other viruses, it might be like an opportunity for the HSV to pop up. It's kind of like if you start a new, like I just did a detox. I'm in the end of my detox, and like my symptoms got worse when it started because my body was reacting to it, and now it's better than before. Does that make sense? So that could be something that's going on. How do I stay tan? You know what? I'm not tan right now. My dad's side is Greek, so I have the natural olive skin. So I guess that's it. I've had HSV1 since I was a kid. Yep. Someone's saying they use tea tree oil on your outbreak and that really helped. Yeah, that's what I did a lot when I was pregnant, I used tea tree oil on it, and that was really helpful for me as well. Make sure you dilute it because it can burn the skin. We also have right here, well, this doesn't have tea tree on it, but we have recovery soak. It's an Epsom salt soak. It's linked for you in the bio. You can check it out. But it has geranium oil in it. It has oregano oil in it, chamomile. It has lots of great essential oils to help calm your body, calm your nervous system. And then if there's something you want to topically put on your outbreak, I like to use the Rescue Balm. You guys love the Rescue Balm. It smells so good. I wish you could smell it. This has peppermint and eucalyptus in it. We sell out of this every single month. If you're a first-time Secret Society Wellness customer, you get 10% off, so that's awesome. And yeah, cold sores are the same thing as herpes. My pregnancy was great. I loved being pregnant. I did get quite a few outbreaks in my 3rd trimester, but it like led up to it. What triggers outbreaks? Stress. It can be diet. It can be high arginine foods. I do have a free download. It's outbreakremedies.com where it talks about things that can trigger outbreaks. Stress is a big one, and high arginine foods. So like chocolate, coconut, peanut butter, nuts. Those are some big ones right there off the top of my head. All right, friends, I have got to go. I appreciate you spending the time with me. I had a vaginal birth. I did not have a C-section. Can you use what you get from the doctor and the natural supplements? Yes, you can take the antivirals and the natural supplements as well. Someone said that you found Epsom salts has really helped. Do I know any remedies for HSV1 in men? If it's, well, for men or women, it's the same. If for oral, I love this SPM Lifesaver Lip Balm. This is what we first created in 2019. It's awesome. It has lysine in it. And then if it's genital, really any of our Secret Society Wellness products are going to be awesome. So they're all great. You can't go wrong. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great day and an awesome Wednesday. See you all soon.